Hi kids. Good morning. It's kind of early here in Nashville and it's chilly, but we only have a few days left, not even trying with the hair anymore. And so I thought today we would work on some pandemic cookies to get you through your finals. And if not, you can make them and give them to your roommates or your friends, and they'll at least still like you when your semester is over. So to make these cookies, these are just your basic Trout chocolate chip cookies. But this is the best chocolate chip cookie recipe that I've ever found, and if you know me at all, you know I've tried a lot of different chocolate chip recipes. So this one is easy, and hopefully you still have some ingredients. So let's look at what this recipe takes. For our chocolate chip pandemic cookies, you are going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking soda. This is a big box of baking soda. A half a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. So that's a stick and a half. Melt your butter and then let it cool while you're measuring out your ingredients. You don't want it to cool too much so that it congeals, but you want it to be a little bit cooler than, it is when it comes off the stove. Then you're going to need a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of white granulated sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla, which is great. You're going to need an egg and 1 egg yolk, and then some chocolate chips. You will see that I'm also going to put nuts in mine. Once you make the basic chocolate chip cookie dough, you can put other stuff in it, like white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts. You could put M&Ms in there, whatever you like or whatever you have still in your kitchen. So I'm going to measure out these ingredients. You're going to need a sifter this time. The sifter I think I've had, look how cute and old it is. I think I've had it for about 30 years. Whoa, that sounds bad. Maybe not quite 30, So I'm going to measure out these ingredients, and you're going to need 2 bowls. 1 for the dry ingredients and then 1 for the wet ingredients before we mix them together. So gather your materials and let's make some pandemic cookies. All right, y'all. So in my sifter, I have put 2 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to sift all of these together into this bowl. Here's a little Sue tip. When you measure out your flour, don't pack it. Even though you almost always pack brown sugar, it's not a great idea to pack regular flour. So I use a spoon to kind of put it into the measuring cup and then level it off. So we're going to sift these together and then move to our wet ingredients. This is really hard. Teaching is hard. Taking exams is hard. And I'm doing this video this morning without Paul, who is still out in the universe working, which is only terrifying about twice a week to me. So I'm going to sift these dry ingredients, and then we'll go to the fancy KitchenAid to do our wet ingredients. Here we are in front of the beautiful KitchenAid mixer. Someday I want you all to have one of these. It took me a long time to get this beautiful KitchenAid, and honestly, you can use any hand mixer, but this is sort of a dream purchase. It was a gift for me. I didn't buy it myself or anything. But we're going to put the wet ingredients in here. So you are going to take your 3/4 of a cup of melted butter, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar. And we're going to mix those together until they are well blended. I'm just going to let you listen to this for a second. Look at that baby. Look at it doing the work. This only takes a minute. Put in that tablespoon of vanilla. Sorry about my sad camera work. The egg and the egg yolk, and you're going to let those blend until light and creamy. That really only takes a minute. And then we're going to put in the flour, the dry ingredients, and mix that just until it's blended. So I'm going to put in those dry ingredients and mix. I always do this on a kind of low setting because you don't want that flour dancing up in your face. And then speed it up a little bit. And you're going to blend this just until those dry ingredients are blended. Like that. Oh. Get yourself a spatula. Scrape that all down. Okay. Now, all we have to do is add our chips, and I'm going to add nuts. You could put, like I said, anything in here. I mean, not anything, but you know, anything sweet. And so our next step, hold on, I'm walking across the kitchen, is to add your chips, and for me, the nuts. And you're going to blend this by hand. And then you're going to refrigerate your dough. And you should refrigerate it for at least a couple of hours. All of the refrigeration helps the cookies keep a kind of round shape that rises instead of flattens out. Some people like those flat chocolate chip cookies. I'm not a huge fan of that. But you're going to add, it says a couple of cups of chocolate chips, but I'm sort of with Kate. I just add the whole, I don't know, whatever a bag of chocolate chips is. What is it, like 12 ounces? I don't know. So I'm going to add my chips and then stir this together by hand, pop it in the refrigerator, and I'm probably going to leave mine in there because I got to do a little schoolwork. So I'll probably leave those in there for, I don't know, at least 4 hours because I gotta do some grading and all. And then we'll come back and bake these suckers up. This cookie is going to get you through these finals, okay? I'm not joking. All right, so we'll come back after the dough has been refrigerated. Love.
Go.
So I'm preheating the oven to 325. This is a bit of a slow bake. Paul's home.
I'm home.
So now I have a little help with the rest of our video. I had to do the whole first part by myself, babe.
I'm a working man.
You are a working man. It was a bit of it was awkward. Okay, so here's the dough. It's been in the fridge for about 4 hours. And I am going to use a baking stone. So apart from that fancy mixer, a baking stone is a fantastic thing to have in your kitchen. This is one I got from Pampered Chef a million years ago. I'm spraying it with Pam. I'm going to spray my little scoop. If you can get a little scoop, that's great. If you just have a spoon, that's fine too. So while my oven is getting ready, I'm going to scoop out the dough. This is kind of common sense. And I usually do 9 cookies at a time because the scoop makes a good sized cookie. And then I'm going to bake them for 15 to 17 minutes. I'm going to check them at 15 to see what they look like. They should set up and be slightly browned on the top. And when they're done, I'm going to take them out and let them sit for a minute or two because they are too soft to scoop out immediately. And then I'm going to cool the cookies on parchment paper, which is a must for anybody doing some serious bakes. So I'm gonna scoop out 9 and then bake them, and then we'll come back and see what these exam-demic cookies look like. They will get you through the finals, and they will get Paul through something. Yes, hon?
Oh, yes.
They'll get you through a little something. He's a little disappointed because he ate the banana pudding and the apple pie. So he's ready for a soul-saving chocolate chip cookie. All right, I'm gonna pop these in the oven. Let's check them at 15 minutes and we'll come back and see what they look like when they're done. All right, easy breezy, love. All right, everybody, this is a beautiful bake. So you bake these cookies at 325 for 15 to 17 minutes. As you can see, they are round, not flat. And the reason the baking stone is so great is because it's almost impossible to burn the bottoms of your cookies on a stone. This recipe, I'm cooling them on parchment paper. This recipe makes almost 3 dozen exam-demic cookies. These are the cookies that are going to get you through. David Curtis let my godchildren make these cookies. When the baby bear was born, I taught those girls how to make a cookie. So a cookie is a small good thing, y'all. take care of yourselves. Get through this semester. It is almost over. And bake a cookie. All right, y'all. Love you. See you later. Bye.